It's so hard not to look smug, isn't it? Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of my Hornby hobby. And I'd like to start off by saying to the person who suggested that I look at Double O Bill's videos, thank you. Because he's got loads of tender drives and I thought, I'll give him a go. Let's see what he's like. And the genius pulls it off. So as you know, my two tender drives are the 9F Evening Star and the A4 Golden Plover. Now, I got the Golden Plover first, and I managed to get the tender working, but it was causing too many short circuits whenever you hooked it up to the actual locomotive itself, and plus the wheels were kind of doing an emergency stop all the time. But I fixed that, because all the wheels, I pushed them in too tight to the chassis. So imagine that's the chassis, that's the wheel. They were doing that. So by taking them away a bit, you give it more freewheeling motion. I mean, it's like with this. So, over the last 2 days, I've been working on these two. I managed to get the 9F working. The problem with the... Right, I'll tell you what the problem was with the gear train. You remember the gear train with the golden gear and the two gears on either side? What was wrong was the ones on the wheels were too tightly pushed in, like with the Loco. So by pushing them out a bit, then you can rotate the gear with your finger like that, one of the top gears, and it just rolls nicely. Whereas before you have to force it. So anyway, let's not waste any more time. Right, so we're going to show you the Evening Star working. Now, it managed to do 3 loops round the track, which is my go-to method of saying, right, you passed the test. 3 loops around the track, uninterrupted, and without my help. That's the way I work it. So Evening Star first. So it's humming. The tender's going. Yeah, it is a bit of a lumpy runner, but once it gets going, it's going. There we go. The 9F does have traction tyres on. The Plover doesn't yet. The front bogey's derailed there, but mind you, that's been happening quite a lot. But it's gotten further than it ever has. It's just behind the goods shed. So yeah, the front bogey keeps coming off all the time, but that's actually more due to my track. Because of the way I've done it, it's on the ballast, but the ballast is usually too high, and then pinning it down, the track can either go that way or that way and not sit flat. So obviously, when a loco's going around it, if the track's kinged, it'll do that, and then the front bogey will jump off the track. But hey, that's much better, and plus the Plover's been doing it too. Being able to go around. I mean, I've had to lift the track up a bit, which has worked significantly well. I've had to do it in several places. But now let's get the thing to go again. It's not perfect, but it's better. It's still a bit of a lumpy runner. As you can no doubt tell, and you can hear that the front bogey's coming off, so I'm going to have to do something like that. But look at that, that's fantastic. The Plover, after figuring out what was wrong with the 9F, I went, right, okay, so now I'm starting to understand a bit more about tender drives. So I took what I learned here and translated it over to the Plover. And there were a few more snagging issues with the Plover. In the valve gear had been handled so much that a lot of it was bent, so it would catch as it was going round, and then it would sometimes jam up. But look at that. Look at that. Oh, well, yeah, there are a few teething problems with these, but they're better than they were. I mean, that's the most assembled the Plover's ever been. Ah, she's going, she's going. Look at her go! Ah, she went right the way round the track, 1 loop without stopping and without any derailment. So I now have 2 functioning tender drive locomotives. So Double O Bill, thank you very much. I really appreciate your videos. You've earned my subscription. Now I'm only one Loco away from a fully functioning fleet, and that Loco is the BRDMU, which I'm going to watch one of his videos again because he does have a DMU. I've had to take the motor out of this one, so it's a freewheeling. That's how they tend to do it. One's freewheeling, and then the other's got the motor in it. So it's kind of like this situation where one's freewheeling and then the motor's somewhere else. But yeah, I have 2 tender drive Locos working again. I mean, look at the plover. This is the first time it's been on the track since I bought the thing. You know, I bought the thing, I managed to get the tender working, but hooking it up to this, it would be like doing an emergency stop. I mean, if you go back and watch the video, Can Anyone Help? And then the wheels just used to do that, essentially. So I'm really happy, I'm overjoyed with this. So, this is booty dash. This is booty dash. So, one more Loco and we have a full fleet. It's amazing how far we've come over the last year. I mean, obviously got the train set in 2020. 2021 comes around and it's been just over a year. Just a tiny bit over a year. And I feel smug, I feel professional, I feel happy. You know, I mean, they both work. And I'm sure that you guys will be happy to see this too. So, by all means, if you've got tender drive Locos, go subscribe to 00 Bill. You know, he's a Scottish bloke, and he knows his stuff. And he's helped me with both of these because he's got a 9F Evening Star, and he's got a he doesn't have a plover, not that I know of, but he does have an A4 Mallard, which is tender driven. He also he's done request work. You know, can you fix this Loco for me? This is so exciting. This is brilliant. So we'll need to get a rake of Gresley coaches lined up behind that, some cargo up behind that, and then we're all good to go. So yeah, a lot of the problems have been with the track and my terrible ballasting so far. But we've worked past it. You know, I've managed to work everything out and I am super, super happy about this. So now the plover's going to need a crew, just like the 9F. And oh, I feel so smug. I feel so beautifully smug. One thing I've just noticed is that both the Star and the plover have a double stack chimney. You know, 2 holes in the chimney. So yeah, they're not perfect by any means of the imagination, but they work, which I can deal with. This is so fun. Yeah, there are, again, like I said, there are teething problems, but they're better than they were. I think maybe that plover could benefit from having its traction tyres put back on. But there we go, guys. 2 tender-driven locomotives working and in the same video. Oh, this is ridiculous. This is brilliant. Okay, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Always much appreciated. And until next time, stay safe and thanks for watching.